Okay. Yeah, Harika and Yadu, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
We can see.
Okay. So we completed this completely the home tab, right? So hope you people have practiced them. Like this, all the home tabs, like what are the tabs is available, map parameters, okay. The remove columns, split columns, group bys, everything is completed currently. Okay. So any doubts on this, anything, please let me know. We can discuss on that and we will go to the next tab called transform tab. Okay. Some of these things, which is currently you saw it like, this is used as a first row headers, like something is there. It means that promote headers and demote headers. It might be the same option is available in the transform. And some of the add columns or remove columns some of may be available in the add column. It may repeat it because in this ribbon, this is the home ribbon, which is the best things would be like, available there and, kind of using there. So this is something will be there. Okay. You got it right. So what I mean to say, like some of the features which is available in the home button may be available in the transform and add column. That is the nature of the home. So which is the key things or important things will be pull over to the first ribbon so that the user can directly access them. So if it is required more presence level and more they wanted to go deeper level, then it will be a different tabs. Let me go to the transform tab here. Okay. Transform tab, I'm just keeping the things which we already discussed, guys. Okay. And remember thing, whenever I ask the question, please unmute yourself so that I can feel some communication throughout it. Okay. So right, yeah, fine. So we already discussed on the group by. If you're aware this already the group by level. So we group the data based on the marks, based on the particular ID and all. Okay, this is the group one, and this is the first row. Use first row promote headers and demote headers. Two things we already discussed on this. Okay, and the second thing is that transpose, guys. This is the one of the thing. Transpose, count rows, reverse rows. The two things are there. One is a count rows, second one is a reverse rows. These three things are we usually do. To be frank, we usually use them. Okay. So wait a second. Yeah. Right. So number one is that count rows. Guys, this is the one thing. Okay, this is the one thing that you all the time, not currently, anytime, if you wanted to find out the total number of rows in the table. Okay, so maybe you can see this is the 25 rows, 30 rows. But if you have a huge data, okay, it is like 2000 rows, 3000 rows, 5000 rows data. And that will be only 1000 rows will be shown in Power BI, sorry, Power Query Editor. Please keep this in mind. Okay, this is all the time you have to keep it in mind that only this 1000 rows will be shown here. Okay, let me create one Excel here. Let me go through if you have any existing Excel here. Let me show that. Open one Excel sheet here. Okay, go to the Excel and go to the new Excel. I'm just giving in a random numbers. Okay, and I'm just giving a run between bottom is 1 10,000 and it's a random numbers, guys. Okay, and I don't have any these things with me. Just keep going with this, or else you can go with a like I don't have a clipboard here. Let me have the clipboard here. Okay, so the 25,000 rows I have prepared here, guys, right? With the random numbers, right? So if I wanted to see, this is like total 28,500 with a one header. It means that 28,499 exact count will be there. Okay, that is the exact count. So if I literally wanted to go here and right. So what I want to do, I wanted to save the random numbers here. I saved as a random numbers and I save this sheet as a random numbers. Okay, random numbers are instead of in this place, desktop users on the OneDrive. Let me go to the browse sheet and the download should be the finest place. Okay, I saved it. I save this sheet. Let me go to the Power BI here and let me import its file. Excel source file, go to the local files in the downloads and bring the random numbers. Okay, the same thing, but we are doing it in the normal Power BI desktop. We can do it the same thing here as well. I choose the random numbers here. You got all the data here, and I just bring it here. Okay, why I'm doing? I don't want to disturb the existing sheets and everything. Just importing the large sheets of the area. You can see the same thing. Navigation, promote headers, and change type just remain the same. And now you can see this one column, 919 plus rows. Column profiling based on the 1,000 rows only. Top 1,000. I just want to show you this. Okay, whatever you do, this is with top 1,000 rows only. If I go down, I can see only 1,000 rows data, not above that. Okay. So what if you feel that no a customer said, boss, there should be 45,000 records, but I'm getting only 42,000 records, like something. How do you check the source here? Right? How do you exactly check this profiling based data here? Go to this exact transformation and check this count rows. It is 28,499. Was the numbers 28,499. I can go to the same data here and I can go to the transform and count my rows here. 25 rows. Oh, I saw it, but how could I come back? You just need to delete the previous step in the applied steps. The last step in the applied step, just remove that. You will get your own data. Even in the random numbers, just go here and remove this counted row steps. So to find out the exact number of rows, you can use this transform one. Okay, count rows. Number
Hi.
two. Yeah.
So you said only 1,000, but when we swipe down, it goes down as well, right?
Come again, Yadu. I couldn't hear you
So
properly.
you said only 1,000 rows will be shown, but when we go down, it is going like more than 1,000, right?
It is showing only 999 plus rows on them. Oh, if we swipe down, you're saying yes, swipe
Yeah,
down, it
yeah,
will be go. It will go, but how what extent you will go? It keep going, right? You can see
yeah,
697. If keep going, and you don't know where is the end. You don't know where to stop. You got it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
How to find the bottom row here? If you stop here, this is your bottom row. Again, if you stop here, this is bottom row. You can see the right side bar. Wherever stop, this is the one. You got it right. You will get all the data, but you cannot count these rows. For example, in Excel, if I go to this Excel here, right? If I just click on this row, it will shows you 28,500 is the overall rows, including headers. The summation, the average, everything will be shown here, right? But the same, this is called a column profiling. Remember, guys, this is the column profiling. Every time you do, that comes with the column profiling, right? But in Power BI, the column profiling only for the first 1,000 rows. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Okay.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
This is a column profiling based on the 1,000 rows. For example, if you go to the marks data here, and you can see this is only 7 columns, 25 rows. Okay. So this is what we are getting. And afterwards, you can do some kind of a column profiling here and there. That's a different thing. But about 995 rows, you may not know how many rows are there. So for that reason, we use this count rows option. Okay. Just I wanted to show this column profiling for you. Yeah. So this is the one thing, guys. Next. right? So this is completed column rows and this one. Next one is a transfer. But remember guys, I have a duplicate data of the student and I have a marks ID, I have a group, subjects and all. Now, what I wanted to see, I wanted to see the marks by subject, final marks by its subject. Okay. So let me keep this only two rows, what we did previously, right? Remove all other columns and keep these two things. Remove other columns, keep only two things. I want to see these total marks based on this subjects. Okay, I have an IT subject, I have these all things with me. Okay, and you can keep it the student ID as well, if I'm not wrong. Student ID is also required, but how could you see the other things if you don't have a subjects and finance? Only three columns you have. Remove all other. Now there is an option called transpose. Okay, transpose the table, which means that you're going to be transpose rows into columns. Okay, you're going to be transpose rows into it. Means that biology will become a column, math will become a column, physics will become a column, biology will become a column. Let's see this. You got it right? All the things will automatically become a columns. Now, let me remove these two things because this is automatically changed the data. It doesn't make any sense here. Let me remove the student ID as well for now. Right click on this and you can do this way as well, guys. Remove columns directly. Now transpose it. And you know the very well what to do. Use make it as a first row as a headers. Now we can see biology 45, IT 46, maths, chemistry, biology 2, IT 2, math 2. It's never give you the duplicate one. If you even having the duplicate data, you don't have this duplicate records. But why we are seeing this? If I go back and remove this change traffic and before this transpose as well, because we are keeping this all things together. Correct? IT we are getting 3 times, 4 times. We can sum the data here. What we can do? Just go here based on the group by column. Okay. Total marks. I'm just doing some group by which we did yesterday only, right?
Yes.
Some of the things, and now you use the final marks. Subjects column is our thread area. Now you see it. Now I don't want to see the subject as a rows. I want to see the subject as a columns. Okay, in that scenario, I transpose this data, and you can see this is the way. Right, you have only 4, 5 columns, and then you make it as a headers. Physics overall 290, chemistry 275, math 193, IT 212, biology 175. This is the transpose. Okay, so this is the one thing that you all the time get to know that, right? Any questions on the transpose? Guys, transpose in the sense you are making a rows into column. Okay, a columns into rows. Basically, mostly works on one way. Transpose make rows into a columns. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Let me go back here. I'm just reversing all the things here. Transpose the table. Okay. Go back here and keep it the rows. Now, reverse rows. For example, you have this all data. Okay. Now you can see if I assign this data, keep it in the assigned order, assigning order, ascending, the same thing you will find it 72. Sometimes you don't want to do ascending and you want to do reverse the rows. If I click this, it will make 70 to 25. Now you might think that what's the difference? Ascending and descending both are the same, right? You are doing simply descending. Sorry. Yes, you're doing simply descending, and if I again you reverse it, and it comes to descending. Correct? But remember, this will come with the index as well. Index means I'll show you afterwards as well. Index means it will create one number, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? That numbers also will automatically change for you. For example, let me go here, and this is the option called index. We'll learn the next session. Okay. I created one index here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like something, and the same column will be available here as well. Okay, now, right now, if I do this reverse rows, you can see this. You made this column permanently as a 25. You made this column as a 24, 23, 21. Then you can reverse the rows. Simple, but it will work as a similar to the ascending and descending ladder. Nothing more than that. Okay. Remember that if you want to reverse your rows, you can use that rows. So index, we have a different purposes. We'll understand the index as well. For now, I'm just removing this. Okay. Yeah. So this is the transpose, reverse rows and counters. And I think we already know how to apply the, this one, data types, renaming. We know the rename, how to do it at the rename, and data types. Detect the particular data type if you are not familiar with that. For example, you don't know, you simply add it as a, whole number like something, and replace the current one. It was, if it is becoming 1, 2, 3 and it has error, and you can detect your data type directly and it will change something. Okay, it will detect your data type. So 1, 2, 3 to 1.2 decimal number like something. Okay, if I wanted to change this one, it simply use the existing thing to use it. Right, detect your data type. What is your data type? What exactly currently you're select, only the selected items. If you selected this one, it automatically detect your data type here. Okay, if it is the same data type, it will remain the same. If it is not the same data type, then it will change it to the, like, changed one, changed, auto changing type is auto changing like something, right? It will automatically change it, and this is by default, guys. You don't need to use this, because whenever the system thinks that the data type is wrong, automatically it will change. That's the reason I told you, right? Promote headers, then automatically comes to the change type. That's the nature of it. Okay, and next one is that replace values. I think in last session we understand the replace errors. If you want to replace something, we did it, right? Next is that fill option, up and down. Okay, if you wanted to fill this option, if you can fill it, right? Sorry. Let me add some columns here. Okay, let me go to the new data. Okay, I having this like this student ID. Raj, Vardhan, Vivek, Mohan. Okay, Raj, Vardhan, Vivek, Mohan, marks. Now 10, 15, null, 15. And I created one table. This is a completely new table. It's loading, guys. 1 second. Now there is a null. What I wanted to do it here, right? Fill up. Go to the transform, click on the fill up down. It automatically downs. So by God grace, by bottom also you have a same number. Huh? Wait a second. Let me go to the source here. Let me change this to the other data. Okay. The same number, that is a 16. Yeah. I just want to change it. I don't want to keep top and bottom the zeros. Fill it down. If I go here, fill it down and fill it up. Two values are there. If I fill up, right, fill it down, it means that this bottom value will fill to the down. 15 will automatically down, go to the blank value. Okay. So, or else, if I remove and fill it up, 16 will become here. This is the option, guys, and real-time scenario doesn't make any sense to be fill like something. In any scenarios, if you want to fill your top rows to the bottom, if that is as a null, okay, then it will having a option called fill up and fill down. So fill down means the top value will go to the down. Fill up means bottom value will go to the up. Any questions on this, guys?
The same will happen if two, like two, there are two blank spaces.
Yes, 2, maybe 20, maybe doesn't matter. Let me add some more. A good question. Okay. Vardhan, Vivek, 70. Now this makes sense. Okay. That's a good question. If I come here, oh, it's already done. Yeah. Now, if I ask you to fill up, 17 will go here, 16 will go here. Okay. Let me do that. Fill up 17 and 16. If I remove that and if I do the fill down, it means that 15 will come down and 16 will come down. Is it okay?
Okay.
You got it right?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Okay. Harika, any doubts? Harika, you being calm from all the classes. Don't know whether you are understanding.
No, no, I am understanding. If I like have any doubts, I usually watch classes or something. So
Okay. Okay.
after if I
Cool.
see only I have doubt. So at the time, like I'll watch class or something.
Right. No worries. So how many of the people you know what is the pivot in any of the scenario in Excel or any of the scenario? Any knowledge, Harika and Yadu, what is the pivot?
No.
Okay.
No.
No. Okay. So what's the pivot? I'll tell you. Okay. So if you want to, there is an Excel, is a very bold thing that and regularly used thing. If something you wanted to keep it in the matrix format, a matrix means right? We have a visual in the Power BI. So which makes these are the rows and these are the columns. Okay. Show the data by columns and rows. Okay. So for example, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4 my rows, and here it comes English. Okay, this is the row is a subject ID and it's a subject. And now what you have to fill here in these areas is subject marks. So this is the one scenario we have. This is the multi-dimensional things. We call it in the pivot table. You have this something. For example, let me go any of the data so that it will make sense for you. Okay, this is the one. So this is the data only we applied, right? I'm doing. Let me go to the pivot table. This is the pivot table and pivot chart wizard, right? I'm creating a pivot table here. I selected the range. In Excel, it's a different scenarios. Okay. Now I'm choosing. You can see this is the one. Column, rows, values, filter will be available. In Power BI may not be available everything. I'm just showing the structure to you. Rows will be my this one. Okay, subjects would be my columns and the values would be my marks, final marks. Right? This is my marks 40, 30 for student and everything is coming automatically grant. This is the by default Excel feature. Okay, showing these grand totals in the both areas. But till from here to here, it's we need to do. Correct? So if you want to make it by a particular column, make it as a particular column into the values, right? So let me do it. You are clear with here, right? What we have done, we have take this structure and sorry, we have take this structure and whatever the required for us, we simplified it by the student ID. Whatever here is here, right? Everything will be available in single structure, very cluster level way. Okay. So now if I wanted to go to the Power BI here, okay. So if I go to the marks table here, okay, what I wanted to do it is very clear. Create a pivot table. Create a pivot table based on the group or based on the subject. It's up to you. Okay, let me create that. If I click on the pivot table, it will ask you to pivot on which subject name you wanted to do it. Select where the values from the new columns come from. Basis of what? Values are coming from final table marks. Click OK. Okay, these are the midterm marks that is coming to the one thing. You can see this is okay. Student ID, marks ID, group will remain the same. Midterm marks also will remain the same. City will remain the same. First 5 columns are will remain the same. There is we used only 2 columns. From here, the scenario is changed. From here onwards, the scenario is completely changed, guys. Physics become a new column. Chemistry become a new column. And full marks are there, right? Full term marks will become your values here. There's no full term marks column here. You got it right? Physics, chemistry, maths, IT, biology. Likewise, it's become automatically. You understood, right, guys? So or else can we go to the
No.
marks data? No. Okay.
Can you
Now,
explain it again?
yes. I can show it you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is the one thing you wanted to pick. Okay, this is a lot of columns, but my different sense. Okay, you did it the transport, right? The similar way it will works for the transport as well. Transpose, but you can see you can have a multiple columns here, right? So let me keep the. I'm just removing all other columns, keeping only final marks, subjects, and student ID. Okay, and remove columns. Remove other columns. You have a keep 3 columns, and I wanted to make a pivot clearly. Okay, on the subject. Click on the subject. I wanted to make a pivot on the subject. Pivot column. It asks you what basis. What is your value basis? In this pivot, if you wanted to make biology, what is the biology value here? 45. What is IT value here? 40. So your values are final term marks, right? Change it to final term marks and click OK. Now you can see student ID is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For each student, biology marks, IT marks, math marks, chemistry marks, and physics marks. You got it? The same structure what we build in the Excel sheet. Student ID, biology marks, chemistry marks, computer, math, physics. The same thing is came here as well. So if choose one column, which you want to transpose as a columns, choose one more column for the values. It automatically brings you that structure. Now you are reading 2 ways. One is this way. This is the marks for the student 1, student 2, student 3, and this way. What are the biology marks? ID. This is the multi-dimension for you. Now it's clear,
Yes, yes.
Harika?
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Cool. Now, this is the one thing. The craziest thing to unpivot the columns as well. If you want to do unpivot, choose one column and you can make it unpivot. You can choose this unpivot the column, unpivot the other columns, unpivot the only selected column. Okay. If I choose unpivot columns, it means that all this column which I selected, you don't have that way again. This is the biology, and this is the final term marks will become in values for you. And you have to write again, this is the subject, this is the final term marks. For example, let me remove this and choose for every column. Okay. Now this only selected biology column like something, right? Go to the unpivot. I want the last things. Okay. You can see biology, subject, final term marks. But the last updated, this column names may not be possible. That comes as attribute and that comes as a value only. This is the reverse one. Okay, if you want to unpivot what you pivoted, you can do that. But in a selected way, if you want to only go with the selected columns, or if you want to go with the other columns, or like the way you want to choose that and the requirement, the way how you required. Okay, this is the unpivoted columns. The secondary thing is like this is your columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I want to move this, move to your right. Biology is first, student ID last. Move to your left, student ID. Move to your left. Move to your left. Student ID all the time has to be first. Sometimes there are ID columns in the source data may be last. Okay. You just keep in order. All the IDs should be in the starting numbers, then the other dimensional values like something. And math should be in the first scenario, not the maths, the middle. Keep it the math is the first. Biology second, IT third, chemistry, physics, chemistry. We used to call it as a physics, chemistry, keep it left. Okay. Sometimes IDs move to right, move to right, move to right, and it's in the middle. I don't want to keep it 4 ordering steps. I can directly click it and show it that to beginning. Automatically got onto the beginning. And if you keep it like no to the end, it automatically went to the end. It's up to you where you wanted to keep it your column is. Okay. I just removing it, keep it the old way, that ordering level. Now, this is the move level wherever you want to, entire column will move, guys. Okay. no particular rows and these particular rows has to be only moved. This particular rows only has to move. No, entire things will gonna be more. Okay. Now, let me go to the convert list. And if you have these values, you wanted to make it list. Okay. A list means in the JSON format. For example, if I created this as a list, it only become the list. All other will columns gone. So only the step is forward. For a parameters, why we use a list? In few scenarios, you need a list for the parameters, a list of the data for the JSON format. For example, in the student ID here, if I go to the manage parameters, here you have an option called list. Okay, list of values. And if I go here, I can choose my list of the values from any of the current value format, current value listed format, like something. I can write my list. I can import my list. Okay, from a query, if you want to do bring it the query marks to data, this is the query because this is having the list, right? Marks to data was only having the list. If I click on this selected value, current value is a one and click OK. And if you see, this is the list of the values. That's the reason it's shown it here and the query. Okay. So if not, there's no other queries are there. If I wanted to do something, that list of the values in the query, you can do that. But these are very rare scenarios, guys. You don't need to do something in the list until unless something is literally useful. I don't feel anything that is useful here. Any questions, guys? Pivot, unpivot, move, and convert it to the list.
No.
No.
Cool. And we have completed the split column, formation of the column. Okay. Formation of the column also uppercase, lowercase, trim. This is the one thing we need to now look into the things and extract the columns exactly, the length, and these two things we need to discuss. One is like format, second one is extract. Split column is completed by delimiter, number of characters and all. And this is the number column if you want to go with the minimum, sum, maximum, median, average. These all things you can do. And standard deviation like add, multiply. It's the statistics things and scientific, guys. I don't want to go to these absolute values and factorial values. Okay. Logarithms. Anybody is like cube, power of these things are very, very rarely using in any of the transformation tools. Okay. Very rarely. Okay. Nobody, you might think that nobody asks like go to the trigonometry and show me the trigonometry of the tangent for this value. Nowhere in the Power BI that uses for this. Okay, that is like advanced, scripts may be used for this. Rounding is a one option you can choose that. First, still we're gonna be understand if it's required for you. Okay, even number, odd numbers, and all. This is one thing we have to be very very careful. Which is required only we're gonna be choose, and which is not required we can avoid that. Okay, and comes to the format, guys. Here, if I wanted to choose something in the lowercase and uppercase, for example. These are not the huge transformations, very minor things, but we just need to know if it is in a feature case, if you need any transformations for this. Keep it in the lower case. You can see everything is become low. Keep it in the upper case. You can see everything is in uppercase. Again, you can do the capitalize the each word. The first letter of that word will become this one. English, CS, MAD. Trim something here. If I want to do trim, it means that trimming the text is like something. For example, you have anything, okay, dots, spaces. Okay, after English, you have some spaces. Before English, if you have any spaces, 2-3 spaces are there, that will trim automatically. I think we have one, okay, table here. Okay, so let me go to the source again. Let me write something here. Okay, guys. On the Raj, after that, I have a 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And before Vardhan also, let me try give it some spaces here. Okay. And if you have a more than 3, it will become 1 like something, guys. Okay. You have something like this. If I choose this and if I go to the trim and if I trim something, okay, insert, no, cancel. Go to the last one. I don't want to do insert here. And yeah, now do this. If you can use this trim options to avoid it. You can see, right? The Vardhan is gone there. Here also, if you see, there's no spaces in between. You can see this cursor. If I click it, it will the last cursor here. So the trim is like any unwanted or unnecessary spaces in the data, it will remove from the trim option. Okay. And if you wanted to clean, the same option will be available for the clean as well. If I wanted to clean this particular formation, you can clean this. Okay. But here, non-printable, like you have unnecessary or alien level like Chinese words or like something, you can remove that one as well. Unprintable, something is different. The same way you can clean the data. Like, the unwanted symbols would be there. For example, customer had some smileys in the data. Okay, they have some data, got it from the feedback. Okay, you are very good at the smile. Your feedback is good and the smile. You want to clean that. Okay, so in that scenarios, this is unprintable. You can clean the unprintable automatically. Okay, right. Next, if you wanted to go for the prefix and suffix, for example, if I use this prefix, okay, so the value I given to the one and I click OK. Just simply choose the prefix at one. It means that automatically in the all the area it become one. Okay, if you want to do the prefix value, one is prefix for me, and I chooses that prefix of one. And again, prefix of something if I wanted to choose it. Okay, so you can add front of it. For example, one is a prefix for me. For example, 5 is a prefix for me. For all the data before, it will be like 51 now. Let me remove that and I can show it like all the data you have. I don't have any problem, but I just wanted to keep it like organizational name. So for example, TechVaram is my organization's dot. TechVaram dot employee name or student name, whatever it is. Click on that. This will become my prefix values. Okay, that is fixed by the organization, fixed by nature. This is become this. If you see in this few organizations like something, your last name dot, your first name, your something, you can add it like something. The scenarios it will work exactly, but all the columns will make same thing. And the same thing as the suffix as well. So if you added the suffix end of something, it will become it like this. Okay. So any questions on the format, guys?
No.
No.
Cool. Cool. Now this extract, you can see this length, first character, second characters, this is like how you wanted to extract. For example, this is you got it. Let me see it. Okay, this is the I very less using things. You can see, sorry, come back. So this is the extract. What exactly this is like, what you want to do it. Each level extract is a different things. Length of this student IDs you want to extract, first character of this student ID. For example, length will be 3, 6, 7 will be extracted. First characters R, V, V, M, V, V will be coming. Last characters J, N, K, N, K will come. Okay, text before delimiter, after delimiter. We know the delimiter in the split level, right? Comma, space, like something. For example, if I choose the length, it will be the length of it. Okay. If I choose the first character, it will be the R everything. The count of the first character is 1. Okay, it is a R of everything. That's where we are trimming it. And if I comes to the last character, again one last character, if you want to choose it, you can choose the one last character, right? And again, if I wanted to choose the range of something, I can choose the first letter and the second letter of it. Number of characters 2 from starting one AJ. Okay, so this is like up to us how we wanted to exactly extract the values. Okay, text before delimiter. If you delimiter something, right, choose this delimiter. Okay, this is something different, guys. You can choose your own text and own way if you want to delimiter something. After that, you can do it. Okay, so delimiter you can for now you can skip this because delimiter you choose it, right? After this only it will works. For example, you are delimiting by space, delimiting by comma. We already did it, right? The first most or last mode. After that, if you want to extract some data from them, you can do that. Okay, text before, text after. If you have a commas, if you have space, if you have something, then you can use that text level before things. Okay. Any questions on this, guys? These two things, formats and all.
No.
No.
Okay. And ignore this one, guys. This is like a web thing, right? Parse is a web thing. If you wanted to like use this parse as a XML files, if you want to change this indirectly, you're changing to the XML files. If the data is there, or the JSON files again, if the data is there. But these two things were you rarely used until unless you are exporting your data to, sorry, you are uploading your data to website, then only it will work level. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to be understand the number columns here, guys. Okay. And these columns are basically like statistic level, what is the statistical functions, everything will going to be understand tomorrow. And date and time, we already understand the date and time here, right? Few things. So are still, if you want to go with some of the combinations on this, we'll understand date and time durations here. Okay, something on the same basis level. Okay, so these two things we'll understand tomorrow. Along with that, creating columns. Okay, text extracting, same extract will be available here as well, guys. There's no something different, and the same format here also there. So you don't need to bother about that. Same from numbers in the trigonometry from transform will be available here as well, and date and things. Only the add column is the measure here in the transform, and here is the number column. This is scientific will be very key things. Tomorrow we'll understand that, and view columns. How do you profiling this? You are seeing it column profiled based on how do you profile your columns? How do you view your columns? What is your query dependencies? Where your query settings? Everything will understand. The final thing is like tools. Okay. Tomorrow mostly we'll
Okay.
complete it two things if possible. If not, we'll see day after tomorrow, Monday also like something, we'll do it. And after this, we'll going to be use the incremental refresh, which is pending for us. After parameters, we have to do the incremental refresh, right? We'll do that incremental refresh as well. Any questions before we close the call?
No.
No.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Let me
Thank
stop
you.
recording. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.